Welcome to SerialPodcastNine.
And I'm Kevin Peterson.
Let's do the intro.
I'm an arrogant fuck named Gerard DiProta.
And I'm a fucking horrible mess named Kevin Peterson.
And I'm a shell of a man named Ryan Benoit. And this is Serial Podcast 9.
The ultimate edition.
Yeah, that's the one. Good. I'm glad we're all here and we're about to do it. Hey.
Okay, so my BMW arrived yesterday.
Oh, did it? You waited.
Yeah, no, it's at the shop.
Is it everything you hoped it would be? Actually, tell everyone what type of BMW it is.
Okay, it's an E87 BMW 130i.
That's a bunch of numbers and letters.
Yeah,
I don't speak
doesn't have any
BMW.
feeling
BMW
or
people
emotion
will
to it.
understand.
I know. I don't speak BMW. I don't know those. I don't know those numbers and letters.
Well, it's a 130i. That's all you need to know. You don't need the first part.
No, what you need to tell me is like what you need to tell me is it's like a 3-liter inline six, naturally aspirated.
So it's a naturally aspirated 3-liter inline six. It's the
Yo,
N52
what, dude? That sounds pretty sick.
N52B3. So it's the top model of the N52 engine. The engine never came to North America. We got a lesser version, the 3.8.
Yeah, it sounds like if you took that on Drift Week, you'd need to replace a head.
Yeah.
Apparently, the N52 is one of the most reliable BMW engines. But that is, of course, after you've changed, all the coolant lines,
thousands of dollars worth of things.
Yeah, and then it's reliable.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
but
Gerard,
no,
like, does the heater core need to be replaced?
Yeah, Gerard, what's going on with your other BMW?
Well, I had the entire dash out, and I had the fucking heater core part, and I had the HVAC, and I did, 3 nights worth of work to change the heater core and the radiator and the rad hoses and a couple other things, and so now it doesn't smell like coolant in the car, so that's good.
That is good.
But it still smells like oil in the car. It doesn't leak anymore.
So that's not good.
But it's no. I gotta figure that out and put it back together, and it's for sale. So
sounds like a big headache.
Gonna have a smelly BMW.
Yeah,
it is a headache a little bit. I don't know though, man. Like I was like, I didn't really want to talk about BMWs, to be honest. But
I don't want to either.
Yeah,
we can stop right now.
Yeah,
we can stop right now. Hey, what's going on with your 100, Gerard?
Okay, so I'm actually right now designing the bulkhead connector for the mil-spec. It's an adapter for the mil-spec connector. Tomorrow, Tyson from Florida is coming over to do a little bit of preliminary mock-up on the harness. The engine is in. The 2J is in the car. We need to buy a compressor for the shop because ours ate shit, and then Kevin disappeared. Because I need to use the air hammer to do the transmission tunnel to put the transmission in. And once the transmission is in, we're doing intercooler piping, the wastegates, the downpipe, all that shit. Dustin is going to do all that.
Do it old man style. Do it raw.
Do it raw.
DB. Oh, baby, he likes it raw.
Oh, you mean the transmission tunnel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Just put all your old man rage into that transmission tunnel. Bare knuckle box your transmission tunnel.
Maybe this would be a good time for Dominic to learn how to pound a transmission tunnel.
I mean, to be honest,
teach him the ways of the old man.
It went 3 times faster with the air hammer, and it was like 1/3 the effort. So I'm probably just gonna. I mean, we need a compressor anyways. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know. So unless I'll just wheel it over to fucking Neil's and hammer away and put the tranny in over there. But we actually haven't ever put a CD Pro in a 100, so that's going to be a bit of a thing.
Yeah, it's Mike Jakes, no? Didn't Mike Jakes do it?
Nope, never did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Went through with it.
No,
I'm
you did the
positive.
coilovers for him.
Yeah, he had
He never ended up putting it in.
You're not allowed to shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did measure it. He was gonna buy it, remember? And then I made that like apparatus thing to show where the transmission was sort of gonna sit. And then there is a ridge on the 100s that like maybe needs to be removed in order to get the transmission as high as possible. Or just hammer the living shit out of it. So I think there's a bit of work to be done there. I made an ECU mount today. Mounts in the original location, which is absolutely fucking terrible, but that's kind of the only place to put it in the interior. I'm gonna put the surge tanks and stuff in. I'm gonna start doing some plumbing. Put the knuckles in, coilovers. The plan for the car essentially is get it running and driving and go drifting. I don't really give a fuck what it looks like. I just want to hop in and shred.
Yo, missile car.
That doesn't sound like the Gerard I know.
I just want to work out all the bugs. I've built so many cars that were like, I build the car, I make it look pretty and do all this shit, and then you end up having to fucking take it all apart because like this broke or that didn't quite work or you decided on something different. It's
that sucks.
I just want to get all the bugs worked out and have the car running and driving perfectly, and then take it apart over the winter and fucking make it look pretty and do all that shit. And then next year it's going to look perfect and then just get destroyed again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm more concerned with my driving than the fucking how cool that car looks, to be honest.
I don't love that for us. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
What is going on in your world? What's going on with the Altezza?
I went to go to a private drift day recently with one of the guys from Drift Week. And on the way there, it wasn't even literally like 2 corners away from the shop. And I was like, yo, there's something binding up in the rear end. So I turned back and came to the shop. And was like, all right, well, there's something seriously messed up here. So I'm just going to call it and get to work. And then, the other day after work, I jacked the car up and took a look at it. And it seems like it's actually in the diff, not in one of the axles. So that's a bit more work and a bit more money and a bit more annoying. And but I have got to get it done. So I don't know. Got to figure that out. But also I did like an oil change on it. I changed the front cross member to one that doesn't have the mount ripped out. Changed the steering rack bushings to our new ones because they also aren't blown out. And so I thought it was all ready to go, but apparently not. So got to get that figured out before I can go drifting again, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you think you'll be ready for Tuner Bash?
Oh, yeah. Like there's multiple welded diffs around.
Well, I guess that's all we got this week. We got the update on the 100 and on the Altezza, and we're good to go.
What's going on with the 4Runner? Have you sold it yet?
Oh, no. I don't even want to talk about the 4Runner. Oh, God.
Let's talk about Ryan.
Right. Let's talk about the 4Runner. The 4Runner
is for sale. But I got to change a bushing on one of the sway bars, I think, which is going to happen. And then I got to clean it up a little bit. So that's what's going on with the 4Runner. I just
if you're listening to this, you could own a piece of history. You could own Ryan Benoit's 4Runner.
It does come with cool wheels. That's the coolest thing about that. It's got
what the coolest thing about that is? You should sell the wheels separately for a fucking stupid amount of money and then sell the truck separately. Because the wheels do not add value to the truck.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm guaranteed you'd make more money that way.
Oh, man. I hate selling things. Yeah.
Sell it to Gerard for one price, and then he will sell them both separately and make his money.
That's what Danny said. He's like, just buy my chaser for 20 grand Canadian and give me like a crown or something.
Give me a car.
Well, I mean, 20K Canadian is not that bad. I mean, didn't Carter just get 40 grand for his fucking chaser?
30
Did it actually
US.
sell?
Yeah, sold it for 30 US.
39K. Woo! That's 39K Canadian, man.
Ah, man. Good for him.
Woo!
You could get Danny an ISF, and then he could live my dream. An ISF. I don't know why we're not. They seem relatively affordable now from
Which is
Japan.
what, 10 grand? They're
No,
not 10 grand. They're like 20
No,
grand.
like 17.
they're like
maybe?
15 grand, 17 grand.
15
Yeah.
US or 15 Canadian?
I don't know. I was on B4 ordered.
And automatically
15K US.
goes to US. So
Oh, does it?
Unless you've specified Canadian before it stays on Canadian.
Oh, what does mine say?
could be having problems, right?
USD. You are right. Yeah.
Is that landed or is that?
It says
That's the-
total
Yeah,
price.
the landed one probably.
The
one I was looking at was
unless you're-
sold. 21,000 is what it is.
Yeah, he's gonna
21,000. So
He's gonna scoop it up from you, sell it to Danny. You're gonna be so peeved.
I know.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking with ISF for sure not.
Why?
Because for 23 grand, I can get an M3.
Ah,
And
get
it's
out of here.
$2,000 more.
Oh, and then you got to change your heater core. And all fun. Get out of
Yeah, I
here.
got to change my throttle actuators on my individual fucking throttle body V8. I mean,
Cool.
not that the V8 and the ISF's pretty fucking sick too, to be honest.
Yeah, what are you on about right now? There's
It's
one in
he's a-
2009.
Dude, Gerard
Yes,
is like a first day
Lexus.
meth hitter. You know, he got his first little like
Where's
like
Lexus,
M
man?
Sport little fucking hit, and he's all like, ugh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I wish I had the actual M car, not the M Sport. See, I
The
don't know
better
if
question
you,
though is what's a Forerunner worth right now?
Yeah, I don't. Who cares?
Yeah, these are
I don't
expensive
wanna
as
think
fuck, dude.
What do you mean you don't want to think about it? It's very important.
Just
I mean, this
Like,
Lexus, this ISF's really cheap, 10 grand, but it's 230,000 K.
oh yeah, I wouldn't do
That's-
that. That's silly. That's silly,
Not
Billy.
that cheap.
Well, when you look at them in USD, they are, Gerard. Maybe give it a few years and it'll go
US.
down a bit.
It's a problem.
Maybe it'll
everyone.
go down a little bit. You don't think?
I don't think.
Have you ever sat in ISF, Ryan?
Maybe.
No, Gerard. I never sat in a
They're
161
small.
until I bought it.
It's a lot
Is
smaller
it-
than Euristo.
Is it smaller than Kevin's Altezza? Because I sat in that thing for 18 days.
It is a 2IS, right? An ISF is simply a 2IS, so like it's not a lot bigger because all the
Yeah, it's
interior is more
probably-
like fat.
Yeah, exactly.
fatter,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
but
more
it's got like a
cozy than
V8 in
Kevin's
it, right? Yeah? Got
Yeah,
a big
shit.
old Lexus V8 in it? Yeah,
I mean,
so
that's
I don't
perfect.
give a
You
fuck.
should get the ISF. You should get the ISF, and then I will
It
get
don't matter.
the M3 V8, and then we would just have 6 sounding exhausts and go drive around in fucking first and second gear all day. That'd be sick, man. Let's do it.
That would be sick.
Now I've succumbed to being Gerard on the podcast, and I'm just looking at photos of used cars. Sure, send me the link.
Yo,
The
I'll
gauges
just-
are cool on ISFs.
I'll boost you guys up. Like, yo, that's sick.
Yeah, Kevin, are you going to buy another car soon, or what are you doing?
I'm just trying to be responsible.
Kevin needs to thin it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin
He needs to what?
Thin it out.
Thin it out. He said
Thin it
send
out?
it out. He said send it
Yeah,
out, but
thin.
I heard
Like, I-
sin, and I was like Cinnabon, or like go to
yo,
hell.
that'd be sick. No, I
So
Go
many-
for some Cinnabon right now.
So many
I
calories.
think I'm gonna get rid of the Echo. There's no reason. I think if I get rid of the Echo, Gerard should get rid of the fucking Xterra.
No, the Xterra is a functional, usable
Yeah,
vehicle.
so is the Echo.
I mean, that's fucking debatable.
It's more
All right.
functional. I could insure it and drive it today. You could not insure
Yeah,
and
that's
drive
true.
the Xterra today.
Yeah, I would have to put some.
Really?
into it, you're right.
It doesn't have front suspension or
Yeah,
a dri-
it's
or a
in.
passenger side window.
Yeah, that's right.
God.
It doesn't.
All right. Okay, let's have a real conversation about something. Gerard, what grinds your gears?
Where am I
Oh,
here?
God.
Where's this podcast? Where the fuck did it go? It sent you.
If
the
anyone's
link,
ever
Ryan.
wondered what it's like to be friends with Gerard, that sentence right there perfectly. Where is this podcast? It's just old man shakes fist at cloud is what happened right there. We spent, full disclosure, internet, we spent a lot of time talking about things that we can't talk about on a podcast before. like for an
You know what's
hour.
cool. So
Yeah.
Let's talk about. What did you say? What grinds your gears? What regarding
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. Anything?
You know, I've said
I just
before,
wanted to
I'll
get
say-
you
I'll
working.
say
You
it
know what
before,
fucking grinds
I'll
my
say it
gears?
again.
Okay.
Me, I grind your gears. Go on.
I don't know, man. It's just people's driving is just fucked. I don't understand. These people must have like absolutely nothing to do ever. They just drive so lackadaisically, so slow. They don't give a fuck if the light's green. They don't ever take fucking spaces where there's spaces to be taken. They wait for people to let them in because they don't know how to fucking drive a car. And then they expect you to like, I did the move the other day. People are turning left. There's a bit of a gap. I'm there to turn right. Bit of a gap comes. I get in, no problem at all. Nobody had to slow down. Guess what the guy does who you know I was in front of, and he probably thinks I cut him off or some shit, but I was well in the fucking lane before he even got there. Honks. Lays on his fucking horn. It's like, dude, is that fucking necessary? You have to like get so choked that you're gonna lay on the horn. And then I'm trying to drive beside him and be like, look, man, like the gap was there. I fucking took it. You didn't have to slow down even one bit. And what does he do? He doesn't want to drive beside me. I slow down. He won't fucking go beside me. So like, then I just keep driving. Cause like I'm on my way to work. I'm just gonna go to work. I don't give a fuck about you and your stupid like axe to grind because I went in front of you. Like, man, if I had a gun,
I love that you're.
probably.
What? No, don't say stuff like that. I love that you're a real Senna, and then you were trying to show him why he's not Senna, and that was my favorite part of that story. He's not a race car driver. He no longer sees the gap, and if he's no longer willing to take the chance, take the gap, then it shouldn't be a race car driver anymore.
I feel like I have like a million stories exactly like that.
Yeah.
But then when I was telling that story, I was like, well, I mean, like that guy probably was like, yo, this guy, like he really had to take that gap. He had to take that microsecond gap, like the same way you're like, he had to lay on the horn. He had to make a big deal about it. But I'm just like,
and then like, but then we're making a big deal about it by talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Probably happens to me all the time, and I'm also Gerard. So
yeah,
whatever. You know?
Yeah,
But
you got to look at the other side.
There's okay.
Exactly.
So there's this other thing where we you know our street where I come down in front of what?
I was going to say today's podcast is about perception and how we perceive things.
How we perceive fucking idiot drivers.
Well, but then how do they perceive you?
We should just have a rant. We should just do a rant cast.
Should just have an
Kevin
idiot
fucking
podcast.
rant. People just should rant, and people would just be like, "Yeah, I fucking
No, I was
hate
gonna
that
say.
too."
I said this about this. I've said this before. It happened to me the other day. Idiot motherfucker in the fast lane driving a Tesla.
Oh.
Like could be in the slow lane. Could be in the medium lane. Could be in the HOV lane. Could be in any other lane.
Goddamn lane.
Not going like 18 kilometers an hour under the speed limit, where everybody else is going 10 kilometers over the speed limit. And it's just like, man, like you were so oblivious, or like, you know what I mean? And that's this thing. It's just like, I feel like there's people who are just completely oblivious. The other day I was like riding home from Ryan's on my motorcycle, and this woman pulls up to me, and she's like, her cell phone is 4 inches from her face the entire time I see her. And then I'm riding, she's in the lane beside me. I see there's this car blocking her lane from so far away. It's slowly getting out of the way. I see her. I'm like, okay, like she obviously sees this. At the last minute, she swerves into my lane. And at the next light, she tries to claim like it wasn't her fault. And I'm just like, what do you mean it's not your fault? Like how oblivious are you? No, I was turning right. No, I was turning because when she swerved into my lane, I was just staring at her and I started fingering her. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Like, through the window?
No, not like through the window. No. But this is when she like swerved at me, and by the time we made it to the next light, I was like, yo, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to be around this person who's like completely oblivious to what's going on.
It's very weird that you don't want to be around her, and then you got very intimate with her through the window.
No. You know, it's when you're on the
Is that
motorcycle, you can
first
hear it.
base? Okay, go on.
Anyway, so I was gonna turn right. She was in the center lane going straight, and I could just hear her yell. Like, it wasn't my fault. And like as I was turning right, so I didn't like get to retort. But
Yes, it was. I love that. Great.
yeah, but that's just
yeah.
like, man, like people out there are complete idiots, or they're just like 100% watching YouTube videos on their 10-inch in-dash screen.
Yeah.
That they modified into their car on the way into work, you know?
What are you talking about? We don't do that shit. Yeah, there's this. So our street comes down onto a main street where there's like a bit of traffic. Okay, so I need to turn right, and it gets backed up. Sometimes there's no cars, sometimes there are no cars, sometimes there are 5 cars, sometimes there are 10 cars. You would think that if you're sitting in the fucking lineup behind 5 cars, even 2 cars, you'd want to get into that fucking road as soon as possible, right? You don't want to sit there and wait for 1 car. So it's close enough to a light that the street you're turning onto can back up. So if it's backed up, then you can't get in, right? Or then when the cars start going, you're like, okay, person, let me in now. So 1 person gets in. So every time the light turns green, if you're a fucking pussy, you're going to get 1 car in. And it's like, there are always gaps. There are always gaps because people like are on their phone and they didn't press the gas fast enough. And there's a gap. Take the fucking gap, right? Like there's a gap. You're paying attention. Pay attention to the gap. Hit the gas pedal. Get in there. Nobody fucking has to slow down. Nobody has to do anything. All you had to do was press the right pedal enough to get into the gap. And then 2 cars can go per light, or 3 cars, maybe even 4 if you're fucking lucky and like you're on the ball. But no, they just sit there.
Dude,
1 car
people aren't drivers.
They are no longer, I'm going to finish the quote for you. They are no longer a racing driver. There you go.
No, they're not even a driver.
Hang on, I just want everyone to know the quote in case you don't know it, because it's great for me every time you guys say this. It's, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you are no longer a racing driver. And I love that you were applying this philosophy just to like daily ass street driving your car around.
No, I was saying this the other day, and Matt and I used to say it in high school, where it was just like, we wish there was like a graduated license.
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
if you want to go 90 kilometers an hour, you need to go and pass this driving test, and then you can do it. If you want to have 600 horsepower and drive it on the street after you pass the driving test, you can do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, so now all the people who actually can't drive because they're like, they can't pass the test because they're not physically good enough to drive. And it's like, and if you want to have a crazy ass car, it's like you also have to be physically good enough to drive that crazy ass car. Like,
but then where does the Tesla fit in? Because the Tesla's not a crazy ass car, but it actually is.
No, but it is. But right? Like, if you were to dyno that car, it would be like, all right, well, you need to have the skills required to drive a 700 horsepower car to drive this car.
And you know what the worst part of it is, man, is I don't want to hate on Tesla drivers.
Yeah, we do.
Why?
I do.
Because, man, we have friends that drive Teslas. I know people that drive Teslas that are proficient as drivers. But
wait, if I do, I'm sorry.
Like it is very common that a Tesla driver will just be the biggest fuck. Like, you have a car that is literally almost ridiculously fast. Maybe you can drive it normal speed, normal fucking speed. But for some reason, Tesla drivers, they got to drive lower than normal speed. They got to do
battery power.
Light turns green.
Battery power.
But yeah, I mean, if you're not from here, it's like, dude, like 1 in 5 cars is a Tesla here. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so you know how I was talking
like Tesla's like a status symbol here. So like, there's a ton of people who buy cars for status symbol. Like, it's a super environmentally conscious area, so a ton of people buy it for that reason. Like, there's just like a million Teslas.
Okay,
and like,
so
the status symbol people don't know how to drive, and
imagine that.
Good buddy.
I mean, how many? Hang on. Here's a thought. How many people that have like wild, crazy status symbol cars actually know how to drive? Like, what do you?
I mean, I
and
think
like,
it's probably a
there's-
small percentage, man.
yeah, yeah. Think about that for a bit. I took June
But
to a
like-
birthday party on Saturday, and there was like the Lamborghini SUV in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Urus,
like yeah, they're getting in it, and I was like just kind of laughing.
How many
June's
how
like,
many
"What?"
Teslas is that? You know what I mean? Like I feel like those cars
Yeah.
are a little bit more than a status symbol car.
Yeah, but it's
Those are like fuck you money cars.
wild. Yeah, that's a big fuck you money. Like exactly. And then it had like a bike rack on the tail hitch or something. And I was like, what a weird.
Yeah, so they
like,
can
and I
hold,
get,
so they can hold their $10,000 downhill mountain bikes that they ride once
but
a year.
like his 8-year-old daughter was getting in the SUV, and I
You're
was
being
just like,
judgmental.
me?
Me, no, me.
Yes. Oh
me.
yeah, well, I'm a fully always like eat the rich is my thing. So like I'm like shaking my head and I'm like, well, there is that, and it's like just me and my 6-year-old daughter, and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that thing over there, like just wildly, but like I don't know. Yeah, how many people actually
You think
know how
that-
to drive?
You think that guy
a car?
asks his daughter if he's a normal dad?
Okay, so
No.
let me interject.
That guy has no self-awareness.
to
He
his
drives a
doesn't talk-
Lamborghini
He doesn't
SUV.
talk to his daughter.
He's
Yeah.
self-aware. Yeah. His butler talks to his daughter on his behalf.
So two things. Buddy Ron works for Tesla. I don't know which month it was, but one of the months recently they sold 1,600 cars.
How many
If
cars
I'm not
do they
mistaken.
deliver?
Like,
Wait. I might
in
be
like
mistaken.
Vancouver,
I might be
or
mistaken. I might be mistaken. Hold on.
I don't
What
even
did
know
he
what an
say?
impressive amount of cars is to sell. Like, in
Okay, so a
Vancouver?
Honda dealership,
North-
Yonker Honda is right beside it. Fuck, what
That's
was
a
the number?
funny
now? Let me
name.
text him
Love
real
it.
quick. Yonker.
Okay, good.
It
Yeah.
might be 160, but it was like some ridiculous number that I was just like, holy fuck, you sold even 160 Teslas in 1 month is fucked up. It's like,
From
you know what I
one
mean? I don't know how-
dealership.
we like nice cars. If I was fucking
Well, I like
rich,
Toyotas.
okay, well, if I was fucking rich, I'd probably have a nice car. But like every time I see, like I go to Dominic's soccer and, you know, the kid gets dropped off in the fucking McLaren, and I'm just like, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? Like, but would I be that guy if I was rich? Would I drop off Dominic in a fucking Lambo? Like, I
Of course you
probably would. But
Yeah.
like, it seems like kind of super douchey or something. I don't know. It just seems like,
I mean, we do the low class version of that. That's what the Blit is.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a,
That's what
hey,
I'm
look
thinking.
at
It's
me.
like I have that, but like obviously
Yeah,
on a
man, you got the
very
trailer-
low version.
You got the trailer park McLaren.
Yeah. You have like a hey, look at me. What you're talking about is like the hey, look at me shit of everything. And like I drove June to school in the Aristo one day, and I was like, yo, it's gonna be, and nobody cared because like nobody knows what that thing is there. But it is. It's a hey, look at me culture. And that was the same thing. June was going to a birthday party. It was at like a rock climbing place, and then there's just the fucking Lambo SUV.
But that's just
and then,
their car, man. I mean, it's a pretty practical
But,
car if you wanted a Lambo.
You know, did
I
the guy
don't
have
know if
Becky's on?
that much money is like. No, I didn't know. I didn't see. I don't. Is that kind
Is
of
that what,
car? How much is a
practical?
Lambo SUV worth?
Probably about 400K.
To me, that doesn't say practical. As soon as you're
What
in,
if you wanted a Lamborghini, but you had a family? You'd have to buy the Urus. Like if
You
I
have
wanted a
to?
Lambo to drive every single
couldn't you
day,
have two vehicles?
Two
what if you don't
Lambos?
want two
One
vehicles?
just seems a little bit like showy, doesn't it? It's a bit showy. It's a bit much.
But also that's
I
kind of
mean-
bad. It's almost
I mean-
more showy because you can show it off more too. You know
That's
what
what
I
I
mean?
mean. Like you want to
Yeah.
enjoy your Lamborghini on a daily basis. Like you're not driving
Yeah.
a fucking Huracan to work every day. You're not driving a Huracan. You're driving your
I mean,
daughter
you could.
to pick her up. You could, yeah. But I'm saying if you picked up your daughter, then you couldn't pick up your wife. You couldn't pick up anybody else. But if you had an Urus, you could pick up two kids.
I mean, there was just two of them in the car. Anyway,
That's
although I
only
guess
because
you
they
can
were
put
at
a
the birthday
car
party.
seat in a Lambo. Well, they weren't at the birthday party I was at. They were at a different
Oh.
thing. I don't hang out with Lambo people.
Yo, okay,
That's
I,
not
thought
my
they, I
choice.
thought they were. I thought they were at your birthday party.
Oh
Listen
man,
to
I'd
this
have questions
boggling
if
number.
they did for sure.
listen to
Yeah.
the
What do you
boggling
do
number.
for a living? And what? Yes, okay, go on.
I was right. It was 1,600 Teslas in the quarter. So that's approximately 500.
Well, no, you weren't right. You said a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
A month.
Right. Listen, though. 500 Teslas.
Yeah, I
a
was
month.
totally wrong, but I just said I was right. But listen,
But
to
I
me
was right.
as I explained how.
Go on,
Yeah,
Gerard.
I was wrong with the numbers, but it's actually higher
So-
than I said because I thought it was 160.
No, it's not. How are you so good at some things and so bad at other things is what I don't
Mental
When I said
gymnastics.
1600, you
Mental
can rewind it and
gymnastics.
listen. When I said
Mental
1600, I'm like,
gymnastics.
I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I think it's 160 per month.
I was
But then it was
right about
actually-
that thing I said I was wrong about. I'm so sorry I can't stop myself.
Anyways, 500 Teslas a month is fucked up.
It is
500.
but it's not 1,600 a month either. It's
No,
No,
it's
what?
1600 a quarter.
it is crazy. It's crazy.
500,
Okay.
man. A
Yeah,
month.
it's an iPhone. We've been over it. It's an iPhone. People got to get the new iPhone. They get a Tesla. You know.
The
That's
funny part-
interchangeable.
I'm
You know what
waiting on
Ron drives to Tesla when he goes to work? You know what he drives every day?
It's NSX.
C63 AMG Benz 6.2 liter V8 fucking muscle car. It's so good.
I was looking. I don't know if this is a change of whatever. I'll go down this path and see if it goes anywhere. So I was looking at the 4Runner the other day, figuring out what was going on with it. And there's this two like older dudes that live in the building that are always like outside smoking or like drinking a beer and smoking and like half cat calling girls when they walk by. Pretty like, I don't know, like Jody's not a fan of them. She's always like, because I don't know, whatever. They are what they are. One of them drives like a banged up Cadillac, like the whole with like out of province plates and shit. It's pretty whatever. But he's spoken to me about the Aristo ones because I have the Aristo when we went through it. And then the other day I was looking at the 4Runner and he walked up to me and started talking to me about the 4Runner, but like clearly had no recollection of anything we've ever spoken about in the past. Like I was an entirely new person to him in this situation. So he had seen the Aristo, we had spoken about it, went through everything on it. And he came up to me and was like, look, I'm not like super car knowledgeable, but I'm not like a dummy. And so I was trying to like diagnose it. And, they're also, I don't know if you've ever had this. This is where I'm going with this, is like people try to help diagnose a problem and they clearly don't know as much as you about the thing. Have you ever had that?
I got a story.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, Kevin's just sneezing away. Yeah. So people trying to help diagnose a thing when they don't know as much about the like cars as you do. And that is exactly what was happening.
Mansplaining you.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, well, if it does this," I'm like, "Yeah, well, like it's not coolant, doesn't smell like that. It's not this, and it's not."
Like, your
blah, blah, blah.
carburetor.
Like, yeah, and they're like, "Oh, it's leaking right there." I'm like, pretty sure that's like the AC. Like, it's just it is a very weird spot that it's like dumping the like condensation or whatever. But yeah. Like, I agree. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And like, he keeps talking to me. And then he's like, this thing must haul. Like, that's like the 4Runner's got like a race engine in it. And like, not at all. It's like underpowered. It's not great. It's bad on gas. And he keeps being like, oh, and I'm like, look. And then like, I was just like, fuck it. And I like started unloading on him. And he's like, oh shit, you drive that blue car downstairs? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, that thing's crazy. And then I had to like kind of school him on like Japanese cars for a while. And then eventually he was like, yeah, all right. Okay, well, good luck with this. And like, left.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Nice.
God. Just like, yeah. Anyway,
Oh,
so
good
have
job,
you ever
sir.
had that?
Well, see you later.
Yeah, all right. See you later. So that's got a twin, but you want to put a single on it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. You got to get out of here, man. Okay. Apparently, here's the best part. June thought that they were Gerard and Kevin.
That's so good. Yes.
Like these two like boomer like old boys
I want photos.
clearly have just been partying past their prime. He always looks like fucking out of her, and it's just like, whoa, Kevin and Gerard were there. I'm like, that wasn't Kevin and or Gerard.
That's a funny one. PPP partying past prime.
Yeah, it's just And then I'm like, you've met both of them. You know that's not them. Like, she's like,
it's been a while, man.
Dude,
She
yeah,
was
when you were a
at
kid,
Kev-
like that's like a lifetime ago.
Well, she was at Kevin's apartment not that long ago. That sounds. We went to go get something from Kevin's apartment. So, like, I mean, I guess they both have facial hair and they're white and older than her. But yeah, maybe my
exactly.
daughter is like has like no facial recognition for people. Anyway, has
She needs
anyone? Have
Siri.
you ever been in? All right, Gerard said that I'm not allowed to put the story in, so I'll just reiterate. Someone once imagined that they knew more about. Someone thought that they could import cars cheaper than Gerard. Turns out that they can't because Gerard's Gerard and he knows enough and he's done it long enough.
Not off that site. It is possible to import cars for cheaper, but you'd have to be like a full out dude that like had, you know, connections and bought super cheap off auctions and all this stuff. And I knew that this guy wasn't that guy.
Kevin, has anyone ever done this to you? Can you think of a time where someone tried to like out Kevin?
I mean, I feel like I just don't have time for that. You know what I mean? It's like the guy in the parking lot comes up to you and like Ryan would be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I used to own one of these," and you'd be like, "Yo, this car like never came in North America," and he'd be like, "Yeah, you know, my dad passed it down to me," and you're like, dude, like this is a freaking Nissan," and you know what I mean? It's just like I've had that. I feel like I've had that so many times that I just like, you know, like today on my lunch break, I went to Superstore to get something, and this guy beside me was like, "Yo, man, it's a really nice car," and I was like, "Yo, thanks a lot," and then I just turned away, and you know, and I was just like, I'm like, all right, you know, like I appreciate the compliment, I thanked him for the compliment, but like I'm not going to continue this conversation, like you know what I mean? Like I don't want to like you know, like the last time I did that at 7-Eleven, this guy was just like, "Yeah, man, I got it. I have an IS 400," and it's just like okay, like that doesn't make anything sense, you know, like no you don't, like you know, like I don't have time for this, like
remember
but then it's like why do you have a pink car if you don't want anyone at a gas station to talk to you, you know?
Yeah,
there you go.
Remember the
or maybe you just don't like those people talking to you.
yeah
that's true.
Kevin,
the Exceed,
the homeless guy in LA.
Yeah.
Where the guy was like talking to Kevin about his car, and Kevin was talking to him, and then he like said like, "There's another guy." The homeless dude is like, "There's another guy rolling around here," and like, what was in it? And an Exceed. It's a lot like this, and it's an Exceed. And Kevin's like, "I don't know." And then like we got in the car, and I was like, "Yo, there's like, what is it? Like a It's like a 100.
It's a 100 Cresta, isn't it?
Cresta
100
Exceed.
Exceed, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, what if?" And because like initially Kevin's like, "That dude, he was going off on a thing." I was like, "But what if he was like way more in the know than what we actually thought, and we just dismissed him?"
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out he's in that situation because everyone's always dismissed him, but he's actually fully knows what's going on. But yeah, he's like an Exceed, and it's like that's fully a Toyota, that badge that you can see on a car, you know, and. Which was pretty funny, and they're like, "Oh shit, there might actually be a Cresta Exceed rolling around here." Anyway.
Oh, there fully is. Yeah, how would he know about that if it wasn't for that? But I thought the joke after that point was we're like, "Yo, imagine if like this is like Gerard's doppelganger." I mean,
good, great. Well, yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot of fun. Those are the things. People seemingly not knowing the things. I mean, obviously, people don't know what lane and what speed you're going, and they need to get caught up.
What speed you're going? That's a good point too. You know.
Hey, I know what I'm going to ask. What is the scariest type of car on the road?
Scariest?
Yeah.
For me, it's like I see anything that has damage on it. And I see anything that has has pre-existing damage. Like people have had that damage and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like rusting away. The damage is rusting.
And then also if it's like kind of older and just like shitty. Because you know the people who are driving that car literally don't give a fuck about anything.
Are older and a little bit shitty. No. Okay.
Yeah.
I asked this because I saw.
I would say for me, I would say it's like
Kevin.
if I saw like this isn't like a specific type of vehicle, but if I ever, because it's like you see this shit where someone's like, you man, you're like that person's on the phone, like they're like kind of swerving, they're you know what I mean, they're braking late or whatever, all that shit. You're just like, I don't want to be anywhere near them, you know. But then also you see that other person where they're just like, yo, they're changing lanes, they're trying to do a million moves, but they can't see 5 feet in front of them to see what's happening, and you're like, I don't want to be anywhere near them. But then like the only type of vehicle where I'm actually like, I don't want to be near this guy is like, I feel like
a cop,
like Hellcats and like bro trucks or something. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
like Challengers.
I have a funny,
you know?
I have
like
a
Challengers
funny Hellcat
and
thing.
bro trucks. Yeah, like I'm
All
just
right.
like, I already know, even if they're not driving like an idiot, at any second they're gonna drive like an idiot. You know?
Yeah. All right. I asked this because today I saw a car and it legitimately gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was like, June, get over there, like get away from there. And it's like I don't even know how to properly describe this car to people.
white van.
But it's the people. No, it's like the car that is like covered in shit, not like actual.
Oh, like
pieces.
an art car.
Yeah, like stickers, and then they've like glued shit to the hood, and then they're like, it was a Honda Civic that I shit you not had stickers all over everything, like and then like there was shit glued to the hood, and the guy drove by in a high vis vest, and he was like drinking something, but it was like like a '99 Honda Civic maybe, or a 2000 Honda Civic. And it just had like stickers like over the taillights, over the windows, and over everything. And I'm not saying like a little bit, and I'm not even saying like tastefully placed. It was just like if that guy had a sticker, it went on the car, and it freaked me out to no end. Like I can't quite describe it. There's also a minivan that drives around and it has like Barbies.
Yeah, that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Barbies.
Yeah, it has like
there's a
dolls
bunch of
or
cars.
something.
There's one that has like shells all over it. There's like
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like when you live in in the city, there's a lot of kooky people.
There's that one like
Yeah.
Jeep car that has like just so much shit on it. It's just got so much shit on it. I have a photo of it somewhere on my Facebook. It's just like covered in like demon stuff.
Dude, okay, so you know how there's those like all those people who live in like an RV on a certain street?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like riding the motorcycle the other day, and I like rode by, and it was like a Ford Explorer, and I could just like smell it. Like I could just smell as I went by. I was just like,
Shit.
holy fuck! No, just like it's like this like a BO like.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you smelled the RV.
It wasn't an even RV, man. It was a Ford Explorer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, gonna be like, I
And-
smelled the crack, or I smelled
No,
the
it was
fucking
just like
No.
heroin.
no, man. It was just like you could smell how disgusting and unclean. Like
That's
It was
the thing. That's the scariest to me is the people that live in their cars and the people that give a fuck about their cars, because those people are they're nomads, man. They got nothing going on. They got nothing to live for. They'll just
They
fucking
got
kill
their
you.
car. I want to just. I
hey,
want to
man,
go
you
back
can't
to
race.
what,
You can't race a house.
Yeah, I want to go back to
That's what
what
those
gives
people
me
are
the
living.
heebie-jeebies, and this is a very good. I think Kevin will get this. The episode of The Simpsons when they go to the beach over summer holidays, and Lisa
Yeah, they
becomes
glue
cool.
all they glue all the shells on the car. Yeah.
Yes, that is the thing. And then
Did
But
it
why
creep
do
you
those
out
people
then?
scare you? Or the car scares you? Those are just a bunch of.
I mean, I
fucking
feel like it's
dumbass
the same
hippies.
sort. Yeah, but I feel like
Something
it could be the same thing as you. You know, you could say the same thing about you. It's like, why do those people scare you? It's
Sure.
like, dude, man, they're like one. You know, people are like one paycheck away from like having to live in their car, and like like the economy's down and whatever, and it's just like
they made some bad moves. You
No,
know?
but that's not what I
Yeah.
said. I said like this. These cars have like.
You said they got
pre-existing-
nothing to live
they got
for.
nothing to live for. Is a direct quote from 30 seconds.
I will play it back.
Yeah.
Yo, Ryan, play
you're
that back.
saying, no, but you're saying like because their car or whatever. Like I'm talking like you can tell like the car's never been washed. The car's been damaged. The car like has.
I feel like you're
5
not
different tires on it.
comprehending what I'm saying.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
you.
Exactly. I don't feel like you understand that. Like
You
that
think
could
I'm
be
saying, like, a
everything
little bit?
person
Those people
owns.
have given up already. You're saying they're one paycheck away from living, and you think if you lost your job right now, you would just like throw
No,
it
because
all away?
I have a network of people that might be able to help me. And you know what I mean? Like,
This
but
is
what I'm
true.
saying is like the person who has no savings, who's working at Wendy's, and then all of a sudden their apartment they get rent evicted and they can't afford a place to live anymore because like rent is like actually like
Listen,
completely
Kevin, this isn't
Yeah.
a fucking let's feel bad for people podcast. This is a rant
can be.
podcast, and I don't give a fuck about those people.
I'm
What?
ranting
No,
about you
man.
not feeling bad.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the people that actively choose to like put all the shit all over their car, because that says a very specific thing about a person. They also have the means
I want to
to
hear Ryan's. Yeah, I want to hear Ryan's rant.
I got
Yeah.
it. I thought about it. I thought about why it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
That's what Gerard gets when he sees like a bunch of dots.
A bunch of dogs.
Yeah, trypophobia.
Okay, this is actually a good juxtaposition, and I don't know if I can go on the podcast. I'll try. Someone's got the Canada flag on their car. I have a pretty good idea somewhere in the range of what that represents and what it means to them. There's a spectrum of an ideology that they're trying to convey, and that is understandable. The weird, like the art car, like eclectic, thing, other people listening at home, if you still don't fully understand what I'm talking about,
They gotta know.
no, I'm gonna do this anyway. Think of the bedazzled steering wheel, but all over a car with stickers, and then maybe like Barbie dolls also on it. Is that someone actively chose to create that? They made it like it was
the Moss car though.
Oh
like
yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah,
like that's like I'm down with that, and like I'm kind of down with some art cars.
Back to whence you came. That's just returning to nature. You
Yeah.
know? The idea that someone actively chose these things and said, I'm going to do this. And there's no ideology attached to it. It's just pure bedlam and chaos. I don't know what to make of it. What are they trying to tell me about themselves? What does it say about them?
Maybe you need to talk to them.
Says they're hippies, man.
Maybe
he's wearing a high vis vest. I don't know if a hippie wears a high vis vest.
No, because he's a construction worker. He's a flag guy.
He's going to work.
It was in the evening, and they were driving slowly down my street, and it was unsettling. It's an unsettling sight. Here's the thing: the car that has damage on it or is old, the Gerard things, that's indifference. That's that's a mode of transportation, and it doesn't mean anything. Like they're letting, like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll drive it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say anything about me. The art car, what does it? But to them, it doesn't. It's
the art car probably says a bunch of things about them.
Yes, but what does it mean? That's what I want to know.
You don't know because you got to. That's what I mean. It probably means the Canada flag means one thing or two things. You know what I mean? It feels like.
I said a spectrum. I was being fair.
It feels like the art car.
What does it mean? What does the Canada flag mean? That you're a fucking patriot, or that you like freedom, or what? What does it mean?
Those are both the same thing.
It means redundancy apparently in your world. Yeah. So you're saying I should talk? Look, I mean anything. You love of your country.
But I thought you said it could mean two things. Oh, that was Kevin.
No, that was Kevin. Gerard, I said a spectrum. I am a lot of things, and tactful is one of them.
Words mean things.
Words mean
For what?
Do you have Canadian flags on any of your vehicles, Gerard?
Yeah, a huge one off the back of my truck.
No, you
Didn't
don't.
you see it? Didn't you see it?
Why don't you mute yourself and keep cutting your toenails, you weirdo? You're the art car of people right now. That's what you are. You're giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
So, full disclosure, though, everyone else is okay with having
I'm not
shit.
okay. I know what you mean, but I'm not like fully weirded out by it. But like,
Okay, for me, it's like shells is not a big deal. But if it's those demon fucking things and like just shit all over the car, where it's like,
but what if it's
not
just shells and
shells.
so much shit like that? You're just like, yo, like.
But shells
Like,
is just kind
it's
of
so
weird.
much
Like, if
shit.
you like shells, like you're just a.
But then, so what's the other thing though? Is like, if it's just a bunch of garbage, then it's probably just a bunch of garbage. But what if it's like a mosaic of garbage or something? You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful fucking thing. I feel like it's.
a car.
What if it's? But what if it's
That's what
not
I mean.
beautiful?
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
exactly.
It's all in the. It's
not.
all. That's what I mean. There's probably levels to this shit. You know.
I wonder if they have podcasts.
Car.
Yeah, there's like a whole scene that we don't know about
dude,
car people that like fucking glue shit to their car, and then they have like podcasts, and then they talk about the barrier of entry to like gluing shit to your car and driving around.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it to the Echo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just drive the Echo around now, and Pete be one of the scariest cars on the fucking road.
Fully.
Yeah, they would also give me the heebie-jeebies.
If somebody drives around with a fucking spray painted car that says stolen and has fucking one seat in it and like no interior and like fucking 8 different tires, I'd be scared shitless of that fucking.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's a scary car.
Terrifying.
But what happens if I get Cedric to give me a million mirrors and I just glue all these bits of broken mirrors all over the outside of it?
That's
that's the thing is that's less scary to me. It's less scary.
Yeah, that's sick though, right? And then it's a roofless car.
But there's
I just drive it in the summer.
Scary. It's
the sense is that
I'm not trying to make it scary.
The mirrors have cohesion to me. That means something. The other things that I've seen have no cohesion, and then the fact that someone sees
trying to make a
in it
gypsy pirate ship
freaks
car.
me out.
It's a gypsy pirate ship car.
Great. All right, that's what freaks me out. I'm gonna alter our course a little bit here. We did say
let's talk about what freaks you out.
What scares you? What keeps you up at night? No. So someone mentioned the Hellcat type thing, right? Like
yeah, that was me.
But that's only because you're going to get into an accident, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought the question was going towards at the time.
But I knew I was going to hit a dinger out in left field when I asked the question. So don't worry, you were on the right path. I wanted to. It was a real red herring.
I have a funny story about this subject that we're talking about.
Which subject? We're not. Which one? Go. I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay.
So I was at Duffin's the other night because we had gone to Granville Island on Saturday, I think it was. So we came back.
Thanks for the invite.
Cat wanted donuts because we didn't get them at Lee's. It was closed, so we had to stop at Duffin's. Parked beside a van. What do you think it looked like? Fucking super dirty, smashed up, look fucked up. Look inside. There's like some people, 3 people. The dude who was sitting closest to me was just like really fucked up. Like obviously on some sort of drugs or something, just really fucked up. Like, writhing in his seat, like, and then there was like a lady driving it who was like really decked out, but like you could tell she wasn't, a homeowner of sorts. So she was
what?
It's a
fucking prostitute, man.
Why would you say homeowner to describe? Say painted
she is
lady.
Homeless. Homeless, not a homeowner. She didn't scream homeowner.
I'm not a homeowner, but I'm also not homeless.
Okay, whatever, man.
And he's not a prostitute.
She
apparently I am.
How do you attach homelessness to prostitution?
She was decked out, but fucked up looking. Okay, so she was fucked up. He was fucked up. I noticed there's another guy in the back, and then I noticed just a bunch of bikes in the back, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, okay, they're obviously like living out of this fucking van, And like, yeah, like I had parked beside them. My kids are in the car, and yeah, I had the heebie-jeebies a bit. Not really, because the guy was older and he seemed like kind of like fine, and like the girl seemed like not threatening, but the dude in the back that I couldn't see could have been some, you know what I mean? Like those are the people that sort of scare me a bit, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I get it. I don't know if this should go in the podcast or not, but it's
Fine, don't put it in the podcast.
I don't know. I mean, okay. Hellcat.
I feel like there was a small cut you could do there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not scared of getting in an accident. I'm scared of like crackheads, like, you know. I'm not like generally not really scared of crackheads ever, but like, I mean, there was a time at the pho place by our shop, Kevin. I was with Dominic. He was really young, and the dude was walking around with a fucking like big ass knife and no shirt on and shit. And I was like, "That's
like
the dude
Info 99."
No, like not in it, but like in the parking lot. He was like walking through the parking lot, super angry, and then that dude ended up at the like crack house by our shop.
Yeah,
walked
for
around.
sure.
And like, yeah, anybody that like had a car that parked at that place was a scary person. Like,
fully.
Right?
Like, yeah,
like,
I remember
they never even owned those cars. They never even owned them.
Yeah, I do remember like talking to a cop about one of those like guys I confronted, and he was just like, "Oh shit, yeah, like that dude's fucking crazy. Like, don't don't confront that guy." Like,
yeah. I remember the one time I was so choked when they stole that cat, and I took like a pipe, and I went over there and I started smashing the fence. I was like, "You fucking come out here, you motherfucker," and all this shit. And I'm thinking in my head, like nobody came out, but I thought after, like, what if he did come out and like had a gun, or like, you know what I mean? Like it would have been pretty bad. I was so pissed that they fucking stole the cat on that TL. I just went over there and started fucking raging, but like,
yeah,
it could have been bad, you know?
Did you catch him on video? Is that how you knew?
No, it's just those are the people that did it. They were always the people that did it.
Right.
Thankfully,
okay. Hellcats and all those shit. So I watched.
Put a down payment on a new Hellcat.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Wide body Hellcat.
Dude, that'd be sick.
I don't know. There's something attached to this that's funny, and it is. I watched.
The Hellcats are actually cool.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I watched an Instagram reel where it was like one of the guys that just worked on the car, and he said, you know, like the splitter guards on the front, how they're like pink and yellow, and the owners refuse to take them off. And it's like, hey, and it's like him kind of pleading with them to take them off. Like, hey, like I helped work on this car. Those aren't meant to be on there. The dealer's actually meant to take them off. But then like the dealer stopped taking off the guards because people wanted them on. And then like, okay, anyway, so that's its own thing. We all know that people keep these on. They think they're like cool accent colors, like yellow or pink. And then people that were taking them off were selling them apparently to other people so that they could put them back on their cars. But I made the mistake of reading the comments. I dived in and was like, oh, surely I dove in, and surely everyone here is in agreement it's a bad move. And
take it off?
Yeah, no, like to
leave
them
on?
on. Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's so bad. Why would you do that? Here's the engineer of one of the guys that helped design the car, and he's telling you take it off. And then I was like, I dove in. I'm like, yeah.
But the motherfucking engineer doesn't tells you not to lower it 6 inches either, you know, and put like a camera. So like, I don't really give a shit what the engineer says. That's not the case.
Kevin,
you're not winning me over at that point.
Kevin, I get you a Hellcat. I get you a Hellcat as a gift. Because I know you have a secret love for Hellcats.
Camera that bitch up.
Are you going to take the splitter guards off, or are you going to leave them on?
Obviously. Fuck those things. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Throw them.
That's like a
dog.
boomer move right there. That's like a
It
boomer-ass
is,
move.
and that's what I read, and it was like probably one of the times in a long time that when I read the comments to something, I was so disheartened just by mankind's response to what the video was saying. Like people are like, "Well, too bad the car looks better with them on," and it's like, "Does it? Do you think that?" And like,
Well, but that's like too bad the car looks.
I mean,
better
it's
with
also
8
a
degrees of
Charger,
camber.
man.
Does it? Does it really?
It's also a Charger.
So, like, basically, the only people buying Chargers are fucking idiots, anyways.
Yeah, but it is a very and someone talked about how interesting it was that it started a trend and like where these trends come from.
It's
But
not interesting.
it's not interesting. What do you mean?
No, I mean, why is that interesting? It's a fucking
It is
Charger.
interesting, but it's interesting to watch people totally disregard. Yeah, well, not even shit on something like
Shit in something, like a toilet.
shit in something. That is, it's a shit in
like
something.
a cup.
That generation is the same generation
Gerard
that
teaches
shit.
grammar.
Yeah, I like that. It's congruent.
You can get out of this episode.
Yeah. That generation of car people feels like it was the same generation that shit on our generation for being ricers, like rice cookers and like all this shit about
ping pong cards.
Gerard. Don't do that.
They used to call
For real.
them ping pong cars. And when I used to work at Mopac, they're like, "Oh, your fucking ping pong car." I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
So the people, the generation that was mad that we were into Japanese cars. This is a generalization, and I understand that. But for the sake of this conversation,
Well, they're not listening to this podcast, so don't worry.
no, and that's fine. Yeah. They tune in the one time, and they're like, "Oh,
Brian."
or
guy.
they catch a wind of it. They're like, "Oh, we better go leave comments." It does look better with the pink guards on or the yellow guards. That generation shit on a whole generation of cars for being ricey and useless modifications, but then refuses to take off
The riciest thing
splitters. Yeah, the riciest thing ever. Doesn't serve a purpose.
Do you think that's just old guys? I swear it's not just old guys. That's got to be young guys too.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Who knows? But
I'm at the point where I think it's just dudes that are that sold, it's like the guy sold his muscle car when he was younger, and now all the muscle cars when he was younger he can't have anymore, so he buys the latest iteration of the muscle car that he had.
To me, it's the dude, and it's his first car, or maybe his second car, and he's finally yo, I'm gonna get this car, and I'm gonna do stuff to it, and I'm gonna be different, and it's the thing he can do to be different is leave those on, and that costs him nothing.
Or paint your stock wheels purple.
But then everybody does it, so it's a trend, right? Somebody did it and said this is great, and then somebody saw it and was like, "Yo, that's wild! I've never seen a neon accent on a Sprinter."
Okay, I'll tell you one thing right now. None of those people say, "Yo, that's wild."
What do they
people
say?
don't say
Let's call this.
Hey, that looks kind of good. Yeah, that looks better with it on.
I think what I'm trying to get at is that you have people that use your parts incorrectly occasionally.
What?
Yes, 100%.
You mean they just suck at putting them on? They can't understand.
Yeah, or they cut
or they
them.
buy them to cut them in half instantly.
I mean, that's happened once or twice.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, fuck Gerard and Kevin for not knowing how to build a car part," and it's is it?
That's I don't blame the engineer.
You don't blame Gerard?
No.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing. When I was
honestly aren't those just to prevent them from getting scuffed when they're transported on and off the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why they were made in such ridiculous. And I swear.
No, they were yellow originally, and people thought they were cool, so they left them on, and then they made them pink after, so they were like, "This might deter people."
Yo, this
and they're like, "Nah,
dirty.
I got the next
Put it in my
gen."
mouth. so dirty. Fuck.
How do Yeah.
It's like, there's
filter
actually
shit.
oil in here.
Yeah, it's used, buddy. It's an Amazon product. Someone
Fuck,
returned it.
man.
For those of you at home that don't know what's going on, Gerard bought a funnel, a very
Adapter
extravagant
kit.
funnel adapter kit, and he's been trying to make funny voices through it, to my dismay, until he realized that the adapters are dirty, and now he has dirtied his mouth.
And
Used
fucking hands
oil.
and the desk, everything. There's shit everywhere.
But more importantly, it's in your mouth. You just art card in your mouth.
Yeah.
Someone said that when I was also reading the comments about those guards, someone like left a thing and they're like, there's money to be made in making them in different colors. And I was like, that's
Yeah,
wild. Like,
100%,
and because it
100%.
probably is. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want
That's
yellow or
so
pink,
fucking
but
stupid.
Well,
Isn't
yeah, I
it?
want green. I want purple ones to match my plum crazy car.
I want Monster Green. I want that energy drink.
I mean,
flowing
that's
through.
100% the same thing as those stupid brim protectors that you buy and put on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Plastic, those stupid plastic things.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. My favorite is when you see those, like someone's torn through them and then
Oh,
still
yeah.
fucked up their wheel. And I'm
No.
like, yo.
No, you know, all of those ones that I see, they never, like, they don't stay on properly, because I swear they're literally those things that come when you buy wheels. They just like are sort of on. So every time I see it,
Yeah.
I've seen multiple sets on like Teslas, and then when they're driving down the road, it's just like wobbling, because it's like, yeah, like you said, they've like parked against it, so it's like all fucked up in one spot and like flattened out. It just looks so bad. It almost looks as bad as my fucking BMW wheels that like are so scratched up and like just fucked up from idiot people mounting them and like scratching the face because they don't know how to mount wheels.
Oh, hey, here's a good topic. 3-piece wheels for drifting. Kevin. Good idea, bad idea. Let's
Double-edged
revisit
sword.
this.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you do
Depends
know.
on
You're
the
living it
fucking-
right now.
Depends on the.
So I backed my car in today because you were like, "Yo, can you like pull the lid in?" I'm like, "Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
just pull the lid in." Then I backed my car in, I park, and I look, and I'm like, I swear both the right rear and the right front tire are flat, and that the right front
On your
had
car?
10, yeah, the right front had 10 pounds, and the right rear had 8 pounds.
Jesus.
Just like fuck, and like I guess I can, like. So I'm just
That's
like so.
And that's leaking through the seal there, or is it just
No,
like the bead?
The front is the bead somewhere, but I don't know what
Oh,
the
dude.
fucking.
I mean,
rear
I
is.
had that before too. Remember, I had to glue my fucking front tires on at Final Bout and shit.
Yeah.
But then I had like a crazy stretch, 225 on the.
That's the thing. I've ran this
10.5.
exact tire on this exact wheel before.
I mean,
But
it's
also, I
always
don't-
fucked up.
No, when we took the bead off, you could see the bead on the tire was like wavy.
Who put them on? 1010?
1010. The tires are from them. So I could right now take it back and say I never did anything to it, and be like, "Yo, it's leaking." And the bead, but then I can't say that the bead looks fucked, because then they're like, "How have you seen the bead?" You know.
And how have you seen the bead? Because you took it off
Because
or whatever.
we dismounted the bead, rotated it a bit, and reseated it, pumped it way up, and it seemed to seat. But now, like, I'm not driving the car; it's just sitting
Dude,
there.
I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that. Even right now with the spark one.
So now I'm sure wherever the car's been sitting with it all flat, now the bead's probably like wrinkled there or something too.
Oh. And
Yeah.
the funniest thing, it's not the funniest thing, but it's like kind of lame, but kind of cool. It's like, so I got the 118 and I got like, whatever 3 series wheels on it. And I stretched them, quote unquote, a little bit. Right. So it's like the front's an 8-inch with a 215/40, the rear's an 8.5 with a 225/40. And it's like, it's stretched enough to look cool for like a stock car. And like the car has like so minimal camber, but like it kind of looks okay. But man, it's nice to just have a car that, like, I mean, granted, those tires are free and they're shit, and actually I do have to change them because they're fucked now. But like, it's nice to have a car that like that is just it's just normal. Like, you know that normal people go to their car every single day and the tires aren't flat, and normal people go to their car every single day and the tires aren't like fucked up.
That's how I feel about the 18. Where it's just like, at least I can just have a car where I just know I can get to it. I just drive it. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, like all of our cars like normally are like does it have a flat? Is the rim fucked up? Did I wear through my tire? Have I worn through my tires yet? Like, do I need to flip them? Like it's so fucked up. It's a lot of work. It truly is a lifestyle to drive these fucking cars.
100%. It's like when I look at Cody,
sacrifice.
Cody's literally like every day, like spending 3-4 hours after work, like doing something, trying to change something. Like, oh, this went wrong, so now I have to deal with this. I have to like drive my grandma's car around, you know, to go to these 4 different auto parts stores to get this part so I could drive to work in the morning. Like, you know, it's like, if you don't have a daily, man, like it is 1000% your lifestyle, you know? And like, even if you do have a daily, and like,
yeah, it depends on who you are, what your definition of a quote unquote daily is.
Daily is.
Like, my daily is like, oh yeah, put some fucking coilovers on it. Now it's really low and it kind of rides, you know, worse than it did before. And you have like some kind of quote unquote cool wheels on it, but like, you're not going to put like stock fitted wheels on it. So like, obviously you got to be like a little bit aggressive. So now it rubs and like, you know, all these things, it's like,
yeah, I never.
Like, what would you have to buy to be satisfied with it just completely stock? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of car
you asked the question. You asked the question, Gerard, and now you got to answer it, and that's exactly.
Oh well, no, you got to answer it, Ryan, and then Gerard can answer it.
What do you have to buy that's a completely stock car to be happy with?
What would you have to buy, Ryan?
To have a completely stock car to be happy with.
Like,
what if it was your only car?
Do I have a?
I know we've probably asked this question already.
No, we've definitely asked this question.
No, we have.
Too,
yeah, I mean, that's why I don't want to do it that way.
Things change, though. You know what I mean? Though I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, we could redo all the questions from the first 10 to 20 episodes, and we'd have different answers. But I do think that it is the real question here is what car in its stock form would be enough to keep you happy forever.
And also, this is a daily, like it's kind of like get to work. Like this is like.
Yeah. But keep in mind, it's got to make you happy. Like, look, the Prius is great, but it doesn't like bring me like you don't
joy.
The Prius, like it. Yeah. It's not that. It's like, it's not like a point of pride, right? Like for us, a car needs to be a point of pride. So, what car in stock form? This is like a really tough question.
Well, if you had like a brand new Prius that was like slammed and like fitted,
but
with, like
it's in stock form.
It's slammed and fitted, so it's already.
You've already screwed it up, Kevin. You've already proved that we're broken people that do broken things.
Yeah,
hurt people. Okay.
I can't even. I was like,
but what if?
I'm gonna get a slammed LC 500.
Yeah. Because Kevin, I was actually also thinking in like realm of like possibility, like the new Prius, but like, would I really be happy with that as it is? It's like, oh, but if it was like all the things you said out loud went through my mind, and then I was like, that's not the answer to the question. It's like, what would you be happy rolling around in as a daily that would also like be enough to check that box so people would be like, yo, that dude's fully into fucking cars, you know, that guy knows his lane and his speed, and now I know his lane and his speed. Like, what is it?
I feel like I feel like there's 3-ish tiers to this.
Okay.
There's like not even. It feels like the lowest tier of this is like monologue Porsche, you know?
The lowest tier?
Yeah.
Like, what's the lowest?
What's the lowest, or I don't know, like AMG Black or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, what's the lowest tier car that you're 100% stock going to be like?
Why would that
Yo,
be the
this is-
lowest? What would be the highest then?
I don't know,
Let me
like
get
something
there,
even
Gerard.
crazier.
Patient.
Yeah, like I don't know,
wow,
like
okay.
But it's
I
got
don't know.
to
The thing
be
is,
a
it's a
daily.
balance
like,
because, like, if it's too crazy, like you said, like the Urus, like then it's too crazy. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
the
it's not even
Urus
that
would be a
crazy.
great
well, it's not
car.
too crazy for that
that's not even
guy.
that
but,
crazy
like,
to me.
But
Yeah.
maybe that's why that guy has that car.
Oh,
Because he's like,
I
what
can't even
car could I have?
imagine that checks
What
all the
car?
boxes.
Yeah,
Oh, shit, we've come full
it's
circle.
fast. It's fast. It can carry my family. I can drive it every day.
And
I don't
it
have to
says,
worry about
"Hey, look
parking
at me."
curbs. But
Hey,
maybe
look at me.
maybe your other car is a fucking 800 horsepower fucking
Don't
lit
get away
or
from
some
what we're
shit, you
trying
know?
to do here. Yeah, the guy who has a fucking Lamborghini's other
I'm just
cars.
saying,
Like,
okay,
shut
sorry,
up.
an 800 horsepower Corvette, or maybe he has a
Yeah, maybe the guy that has impeccable taste in like Italian sports cars also wants a Japanese wagon that nobody's ever heard of. Okay. Sorry.
impeccable taste in Italian sports cars probably isn't buying an Urus, but yeah, and
I don't know. I
it's
just said a
basically
thing.
a
I
fucking
agree.
glorified Audi.
That's like-
so fuck
Yeah,
that
that's
thing.
like the worst.
There
of
you
taste in Italian
go.
sports
Now,
cars.
yes, let the hate flow.
And honestly,
through
like
you.
whatever that like ridiculous like Audi wagon is probably the proper choice. Like
RS6,
Ooh, the
fuck that
RS.
thing. M3
Yeah,
competition,
no,
obviously.
no, I might be with Kevin on
RS6
this.
and
I'm-
Audis are for bitches, okay? Straight up, Audis
This
fucking suck.
bitch would drive that. No,
Even if the Urus is just a glorified, I'm buying the Urus. I ain't fucking buying the Q. What is it? What's the equivalent? It's the SQ7 is the equivalent.
how don't
to
you
Urus.
like an RS6?
It's just
That's wild to me that you don't like that. It's a
I mean, I
wagon.
can appreciate them. But as far as otherwise, I'd much rather have an E63S AMG wagon, 100%, way more, and then an M3 competition fucking touring, 100%.
In
way better.
stock form, that would be the car for you.
I mean,
An
sure as
M3
fuck would be an
competition?
R6. Sure as fuck. And to mention wagons, I'd
Like
rather
a
have
brand new
a
BMW,
Taycan. Yeah, brand new wagon.
like the beaver teeth one.
100%, yes.
Okay. I mean, the wagon, the
G80.
RS6 looks better, but that's fine. Who's to say what art is even? What was the other one? What was the AMG?
But I mean, no, I was just saying
Okay.
those are compared to the RS6, like because we're comparing wagons.
Yeah, what was
So,
the
like,
wagon?
out
you
of those,
said?
what E63S AMG wagon? They don't make that anymore. That would have to be a little bit of an older model. Or you can get a Taycan Sport Turismo or a Panamera E-Hybrid Sport Turismo. All those wagons are fucking way better than that RS6.
I think the RS6 looks the best out of all of them.
I mean,
Porsche's like probably the best looking, but I
Oh,
do like
is
that.
it?
I do
Alright.
like the Audi. I do like the Audi.
it's only because it
Yeah.
has massive wheels. I mean, it's kind
Yeah,
of
but
cool
we
looking, but
okay.
It
It
looks,
also looks like
it looks very.
It looks futuristic a bit too.
It
Or at
does.
least
Yeah,
it did
but
when
But
it
to
came
me,
out.
it's very
At least it did
ungainly.
when it
It's
came
like
out.
it looks like it's like a 110 scale. Everything in that car is fucking huge. The wheels are huge. Everything's huge on it. But like it's like kind of just looks, I don't know, like fucked up. Like I don't really like it. I like the car, but
I'm
I
gonna
can
buy that
appreciate
car.
the
Put it on
car.
15s, bro.
Yeah, you should do that.
But here's the thing, Gerard. That's what we would do to a car if we had it. We'd put giant wheels on it and we would do all these things. So the question is, a stock car that checks that box, right? That you would be happy
Then
with
you can
in
have the
stock
Audi.
form. That's what I'm saying. I don't even hate that answer. I'm not, yeah, okay. I don't know anything about this car, but maybe based on the looks, I would drive around on that, and maybe that would check.
I mean,
a lot
I don't
of
even know if
boxes.
mine would be a car. I honestly, like, if I had to.
What, it would be a
Well,
hovercraft, a
SUV.
plane?
it's like a
No,
big
it might be an
helicopter, bro.
SUV. Might just be a fast SUV.
Well, what's the fast SUV you'd get?
I don't know.
An Urus, bro.
X5M competition, an Urus. What's another one?
What isn't Urus?
Fucking
How
Rivian?
practical isn't? I saw a Rivian tonight and thought of you. I feel like, man, we haven't talked about
there's one
that.
in
This
my
is
hood.
the actual thought that went through my head. The Rivian drove by, and I thought, man, we used to talk about those. Now all we do is talk about BMWs and shit, and
Well,
that's what I
the
thought.
Rivian's, yeah, there's one in my hood. It's a green, the SUV one. It's fucking
Yeah, there's a
looks
blue
crazy,
one.
man.
There's a blue pickup one in my hood, and it does not look practical at all.
No, but
No?
the
No, because it has like a full weird tonneau cover, and then the guy has like roof racks basically to go over that tonneau cover, and then yeah, it's just like pretty silly setup.
Okay.
Yes,
But
he
like
has the roof racks on the bed
Yes, but
to carry bikes or something.
I watched him one day when I was on my morning walk trying to strap skis in, and like I had my I had my AirPods in or whatever, and then like as I sort of like, when you're doing something and you don't want to do it when someone's right there because you kind of don't know what you're doing. I could tell that's exactly what was happening. And then like it just as I got past, like I could tell it like sprung up or whatever. And like he was like, "What?" But like I had already passed. Like I couldn't really see, and I had one AirPod in, like so I couldn't really hear.
Sounds like somebody that would drive a Rivian.
Fully, man. Like they also have a black Tesla, like Model S. Like but yeah, so it's like I'm like the bed the bed in no way looked open though, I swear. Like and I'm like, this doesn't really seem like a truck in any way, shape, or form. And also, yeah, like if it had an SUV like version, or you had it, it would be so much better.
The truck's longer, The truck's bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because also doesn't look. It's not big, right? It looks shorter.
It's a
than
weird size.
It looks shorter than the Tesla.
No, it's bigger. So the truck is a weird size because it's like it's not a full size truck, but it's kind of a little bit bigger than a mid-size truck. So it's like a almost full size, but it carries 5 people comfortably apparently, and then it has a hatch, and then that through thing, and then the frunk. But it's dude, that thing's 7,000 pounds, 7,000 something pounds. It's fucked up expensive. It's fucked up heavy.
All right. I have my answer to the question before we go.
Okay, what is it?
Neither of you are gonna like it. I don't care. This is for me. An IS 500.
Oh, the new one.
That's what I.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting choice for sure.
Yeah.
It's a car that I feel like
how many
I
of those
could
cars
leave
existed
stock.
though?
Fucking not, man.
Yeah, that's not a common car for sure.
I remember the first time they announced it, we talked about it, and you two hated it, and that's fine.
I don't know if I
don't think I hate it.
It's just like it's not enough.
Like,
fucking play it back. It was kind of like being like it's already behind it. The time is kind of what you were saying. Like it's already dated, and that is fine because I don't know shit. But it is. I feel like it's a car that I could leave stock, still enjoy and drive around and like be proud of what it is because it is a bit rare, but it falls into the wheelhouse of things that I appreciate. So that is my answer. There's probably a better answer. Maybe there's like some Porsche out there, but like I honestly don't think I want to deal with a headache of anything else. And that's kind of where I'm at. So that's my answer. The RS
switch the wheels.
I looked and I feel like I could live with it long enough on the stock wheels, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, the assignment here isn't make it better. It's like live with.
I know that's the problem with the assignment though. Is I'm always like, I think I'd rather just take something that was like $30,000 less and make it so crazy that it's my own a bit.
I think I'm at the point where I could do that.
Yeah,
I think I'm at the point where if I had the money, I would probably just buy
the thing. Yeah.
It's like buy the M car or buy the AMG or buy, whatever top model it is, and like trust that they.
I feel like if I had a garage, I'd be far more confident in buying a car that was better.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately.
Yeah. I watched all the reviews. I watched so many fucking reviews on like the E63S. I watched so many reviews on the M3 competition and even the RS, like comparisons to the RS6 and stuff. And it's like the AMG would just be a fucking hoot. You literally just do burnouts everywhere. You can drift them and shit like nonstop. You know what I mean? And it fucking looks sick, sounds sick. It's like a
Yeah.
badass car.
Yeah.
And then,
Benz is sick.
Yeah, Benz is sick. It's like classy. It's sporty. It's fast as fuck. It's tough as fuck. It's like it's kind of like rowdy, like
just
like,
raunchy. Exactly.
The Blitz loud, like the AMG's fucking super loud. Like starts up and it's just like huge dick. Fucking pull out your dick and be like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like it's just so fucking stupid when it starts up. And then the M3 competition is more of like the surgeon car. It's like fast. It's a driver's car. Like it does have all-wheel drive now, so like you could do that shit. But it has a mode where you just hit the button and it's actually rear-wheel drive. It has a fucking drift analyzer. So like clearly they don't give a fuck if you like slide it around. So like that's sick. The seats are amazing. The interior is beautiful.
Got beaver teeth up on the front.
Yeah, I could live with that, man. I think it looks great. I don't like.
Really.
Obviously, I would try to change the grills, but like.
No,
okay.
Can't do that. That's not the assignment. I don't
it's
understand.
Fine. I don't mind them, man. I don't mind the cars.
Okay, you got to live with the grills. You're living with the grills.
But at the same time, the other thing, one more thing. The other thing that does exist, that doesn't exist here, is my car, my 118, the little 1 Series, they make a new 1 Series, all-wheel drive with the B58. That car is fucked up fast and like kind of sick.
Yeah.
So it's a B58 all-wheel drive, and then they tune it so that imagine my car with like 700 horsepower and all-wheel drive. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But then you can also get the AMG. There's the AMG, the little one. It's an A45.
I think so ugly looking.
It doesn't look great, but it's really fast and really crazy. But yeah, at the same time, it looks a little weird. Anyways, go on, Ryan.
Well, no, it's Kevin's turn to answer.
Right.
What am I answering?
Got to buy a car, keep it stocked, checks all the boxes.
Didn't I already say that I'd buy a car and then I'd modify it and you got mad about that?
No,
you're not allowed to do it.
I'll buy like an LFA and I'll just drive it around. Who's sick?
Okay.
I'll park it on the street.
The LFA checks all the boxes, park it on the street. All right.
I mean, yeah.
It's not a bad answer, but it's that's very improbable.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty preposterous answer. I don't know.
Kevin's not thought about this.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It is actually really hard.
Dude, like honestly, like I feel like if I had some stupid money to blow or something, I really, really, really like the LC 500, but like it doesn't really make sense as like a performance driver's car probably, but it's probably also like an amazing car to just like drive around in stock too,
Yeah, and I bet you could show up somewhere.
You wouldn't even get a sedan, Kevin. Not even a sedan. You just ditch us if you had money. You just buy some.
At least I'm staying with Toyota, buddy.
Latch on to something else. The LC5. Yeah, like that's still an impressive looking car out of the gate.
Dude, man, every time I see one, I'm just like.
I don't know. I don't like them that much. I think they're great looking cars.
Really?
It's just, I don't know. They're just.
Man, I feel like more compelled by those than I do like a McLaren 720 or like.
Really?
Man, yeah. I
think they look good, but I just like. I
feel like
jaded.
I feel like FR cars could just have like a such more sensual shape than a MR car. MR cars don't really do so much for me that much often.
Yeah.
I really like that like long nose look.
Yeah, I mean it's a great looking car. It just I feel like I'm just
if you could have
never buy it. I'd never want to buy it because of the fucking Lexusness of it.
Well, Gerard,
I get that.
Gerard, you and I can't have the answer of having like a two-door car as our daily that like it doesn't work for us. Kevin has that luxury, which is very nice. He could that car, he could drive that car and it could work for everything that he needed in a day-to-day life. That's
Touche.
now. Here's the next thing, though, Kevin, because now I'm curious. If you had that car and could mod it, what would you do? Or would you? Or would you be so compelled by it you would never mod it?
I mean, that's probably impossible. There's no way I wouldn't lower it on wheels and then probably have an exhaust and then fucking do some aero shit.
I would
You're gonna tumble down that rabbit hole.
I would challenge you to drive it completely stock for 4 months, and then be like, you still want to lower it? You still want to put those wheels on it and shit? Like, I bet you'd probably like have a few thoughts,
Yeah, maybe that's totally possible. You're totally probably right. Maybe.
Because that's the thing. Like, even for example, I buy this fucking G81 wagon or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lower and put wheels on it. It's like, are you gonna fucking lower it and it's gonna be like fucked up? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be less than it was. I mean, if you could somehow improve it, but like, I mean, it's got like fucking electronic dampers and all sorts of shit. Like, are you getting rid of those? Like, are you fucking, you know what I mean? Like, is it really an improvement, or is it just an aesthetic improvement?
It's an aesthetic.
And I mean, that's still an improvement. Aesthetic improvement is still an improvement. But yeah, like, what would you think you would sacrifice the percentage for the aesthetics?
On a daily?
Yeah.
Probably really willing to do a bit more.
I just want to say, hang on, as a side, the LC500, I don't know, maybe you guys won't agree with me. They have the Artisan Spirit kit for it.
Yeah. That's pretty sick, yeah.
I think it looks really good. I think it's like, I really like that. Like, it's good looking. That's a good looking car. Like, I think, like, everything on there, I was like, oh shit, that, like, seeing photos of it, it's pretty good is what that is like. It's like to me. So I think that would be a valuable sacrifice. Have a car that fucking looks like that. Holy shit. Looks crazy, man. Anyway, sorry.
That's, I mean, I feel like that. I feel like that's like the car that the new Supra should have been.
Yeah.
Like, they should have turned that thing up just the tiniest bit, put a manual in it, and called that the Supra, and could have been a legacy car again.
But I mean, that's your answer right there, man. Why didn't they? Like, that's a Toyota product. That's a fucking Toyota product.
Through and through, yeah.
But like, why didn't they fucking do something with it? It's infinitely more beautiful than the Supra. It's fucking just absolutely like a gorgeous car. But they're like, nah, we're just gonna fucking shelf this off to the Rodeo
but maybe
Drive.
That's what maybe makes it kind of cooler. It's like, it's just kind of over there and doing its thing, and not that many people are on it.
I mean, I guess if your company is,
it's hip to be square,
if that's what they want to fucking.
I wonder if I could have a stock new Supra and if that would check. I mean, I guess I can't really drive my family around. That's an interesting point.
I bet you would. They're probably amazing.
But I can't. It's not like a daily for me, right? Because it's like,
I can't take
the family,
the wife and the child.
Well, see, the good thing about that, Ryan, is you could have that exact car in a four door. You have the exact.
Don't you bring your BMW?
And you can have that exact car in an SUV. The exact same engine.
I don't want that.
Suspension,
I'm taking. No, I'm sticking with my IS 500. Fuck this shit. Sorry, I even dabbled into that realm. That I even opened the window a little bit for that. Why did I even do that? Shame on me. All right, good.
And then the problem too is like, okay, so let's say you're allowed to.
You think Toyota will ever make like a 4-wheel drive 700 horsepower Prius? Like a Prius, like TRD.
Oh,
Type S.
right.
Do they even
You know
do?
what I
Do
mean?
they still do TRD or is it GR?
No, it'd be a GR. Yeah, like a GR Prius.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
think that would ever exist? I
Maybe.
feel like they're two opposite circles in a Venn diagram. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
maybe they'll just be like, we need to make the most, like the fastest hybrid or electric. But they probably wouldn't do it in the Prius. So you're probably right. Like, but who's to say? I want to go out just so we can dot the I's and cross the T's on this. Kevin has the best answer out of all of us. He answered correctly. The LS 500. Yeah,
Well, that's your
500,
opinion. I
LC.
think Gerard has a very valid opinion. What was your
I don't-
response, Ryan?
IS 500. Mine's the
Yeah, you had
wrongest, but I
no,
don't
your
care.
opinion was terrible,
That's
but
fair.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can live with it. I needed it for daily purposes and to not prove Gerard right in any way. Those are the two things I was trying to do with my answer. Great. Yeah, the LC 500. I would like to see more of these, but also done up, I think, is now what I want. Which probably won't
Why
happen.
do you think you don't see that many? There's a few.
What about like a Vantage? I mean, that would probably be sick.
Can't buy them anymore. I think it would have to be like within the last like 3 or 4
Oh,
years.
okay,
no?
that's like a thing. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
Why do I think we don't see the LC 500?
Mhm.
Is it?
It's not a status symbol enough in the culture
Yeah.
that we live around.
Okay, that's actually a good point. So when
It's a smart choice, not a ostentatious choice.
when Alex was looking for cars, so he got rid of the Taycan, he was looking for cars, and it was kind of like an SUV. You wanted something, practical. So I was like, well, you should buy a Lexus. You should buy a Lexus. What's the biggest one? I don't even know what they're
Like
called.
an
The
LS?
GX.
No, like the fucking front wheel drive looking, not an NX, not a, like the.
An
What is
ES?
it? I don't even. No, the SUV, man.
RX?
Yeah, RX 450 HL or some shit. I was like, you should buy that. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, they're great cars. Fucking, they're pretty good. They're fast. It's good on fuel. They look pretty sick. He's like, instantly he was like, a Lexus, man? Like, I don't know. Cause like, the Grandma Joyce drives a Lexus and it's an RX 350, but like, it's fully like, the Lexuses we know. It's fully like beige with fucking beige interior and like all that shit. And I think the fact that Lexus even makes that company fucking lame. You can't buy an Audi Q5 with fucking beige interior and beige exterior. You just can't, because they're like, fuck that, it's lame. You probably can't buy a BMW like that, and you sure as fuck can't buy, I don't know, what's the next company, a Jaguar like that. Like,
Isn't Toyota like have the most sales in cars? Aren't they like the leading?
probably
automotive
not
manufacturer?
in that genre.
Not in those markets, but no, like
Not in
that's
those
what I mean.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
Like
Yeah, but they
BMW
are, like,
kills it in a
mass-
lot of those markets for sure, but like it's all marketing, man. Are they good cars? Like, not really. Are they fucking dope cars to drive? Yeah, but like, are they marketed well? Like, are they marketed in a way that like you want to buy them because they're exciting? Yeah. Like, what the fuck's exciting about a Lexus? Besides the
I don't
fact that
know,
it looks sick.
Well, reliability,
else-
bro.
Is
Yeah.
reliability exciting?
Yeah, yeah. The fact that the fact that I never have to worry about it, yeah. The fact that I don't have to worry about it coming out and the tires flat or the fucking heater core's leaking or like,
But I mean, a heater core wouldn't
Or
be leaking on
like,
a
or having to
2021
spend
car.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the heater core wouldn't be
$50
leaking on a
attachment for
fucking
oil.
2007.
But we're all talking about
either.
let's just say we're talking about a brand new car that has warranty.
Yeah.
For a time, and then you have to worry
No,
about.
no, that's I mean no, but then by then you just trade it in for a new car.
Yeah,
of
you
the
should trade it in for
yeah.
another one.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
That's
I'm
how
more
you
of a
do it.
forever,
That's how you lease a car.
forever car. I don't. Oh, I guess yeah. If we could lease a car, is what. That's
what we're
actually the
talking
better
about.
way to ask the question. If you had to lease a car, in my world, we still
There you
own
go,
the
yeah.
car, but there was a magic spell put over us that stopped us from putting wheels or
We're
suspension
modifying
on
it,
the
yeah.
car. Yeah, like, or there was like.
I mean, you can put wheels and suspension on a lease car 100%. Dude, I've returned a lease car that had fucking holes in the trunk from nitrous. It was fucked up. We had to try to convince the dealer that it was fine. It's like,
Yeah, it's fine.
And
it had a hole in the throttle body for the fucking nitrous jets and shit. Like, dude, it was so bad.
Jesus. All right. Well,
Jesus.
that's great.
Well,
Jesus.
on
Big
that
gulps.
note,
Yeah, okay. Well, what did we learn today? Fuck all. We should probably have a guest on pretty soon.
Fine, AMG.
Is it?
I feel like this was not that bad.
Oh, well, towards the end, we figured it out.
Okay, I got a question for you. Would you ever buy
yeah.
a fucking Range Rover?
No.
If you had a choice, if someone was like,
I feel like
you could buy any SUV and there are going to be no problems with it, would you ever buy a Range Rover?
Like
Range
now you're
Rover.
guaranteeing like there's like no problems with any SUV.
Okay, so not a Range Rover. Sorry, is that not because a Range Rover is a model? What's the actual Land Rover?
Land
Would you ever
Rover.
buy like a Land Rover?
A Land Rover, like a Defender?
Well, it could be a Defender. It could be a fucking Range Rover. It could be.
But if I'm like, yo, I'm gonna buy like a Defender from the '60s, are you gonna be like, oh, that's not what I was talking about?
That's not what I was talking about. It could be a Defender. It could be a Range Rover. It could be an Evoque. It could be a bunch of shit. But yeah, any Land Rover modern product.
Modern product, no problem.
I mean, you're familiar with the new Defenders, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I am. But the old Defenders are cooler than the new Defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just like agreeing with me, so I'll shut up, or do you actually think?
No,
that?
I agree. I mean, they're definitely different, and there's definitely things
You've
that
been
are cool
very
about
diplomatic.
the old Defenders.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sure.
whatever.
Very
Go
diplomatic.
on, say. Yeah, say.
No,
what are you trying to
just
say?
go on because the new Defender came out, so I watched a bunch of videos on it. I'm like, are these things cool or what? Because like they could be cool, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I watched a bunch of videos from like diehard Range Rover dudes that are like, it's just kind of not it, you know? Because there hasn't been a new Defender in a long time.
Yeah, the Defender like feels like it is always.
But also, like,
kinda
I
the
see a
same.
bunch in my neighborhood. You can get that stupid like fucking ladders and shit and gas tanks
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah.
And the fucking, yeah.
It's like, come on,
The otter
man.
box on the window.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Block my view, fam. Like with a fucking ladder. Fuck out of here. Anyways,
Yeah, but they want
would you
it's
buy a Range
the
Rover?
image.
But have you seen the
If
new
I-
Range Rovers? They look
Okay.
fucking mental, dude.
Wait, would I buy one, or if it was? Never
have
am I
you seen
buying.
one?
If you had a huge amount of money and you could choose any SUV, would you ever consider owning a Land Rover?
No. Because I'm a dance with who brung you type guy, you know?
That's
I
who
would-
brought you. What the fuck is that?
Is it? Well, why has no one ever heard that saying?
I know what it
You know?
means,
I mean,
but yeah,
Yeah, of
What does
course
it say?
you do.
I'm an old white boy, so
what is,
You don't know,
what is it?
Gerard.
that
dance
means if
with
you
who
go
brung
if you were to go to a dance with a girl, and then all of a sudden you
You
get
dance
there,
with her.
and there's a better girl, you're supposed to dance with the girl you brought, not go just be like,
Yeah,
oh, there's a
I think
better
it's
girl.
more. I think it's more like meant to be from like the point of view of the female as well, though, right? It's
For
like
sure, it
this
is.
guy brought me to the dance. You know, he put in all the effort. He's my date. He brought me, so I'll dance with him. Even if there's a better option out there or a more attractive thing, seemingly, I will stay loyal to the thing that brought me to this place. And so, if I have a ton of money and I'm buying SUVs, I'm still going to
So
buy a Toyota or a Lexus or product.
So you'd buy the newest was it Land Cruiser or the
Yeah.
Lexus version of such?
Yeah, I'd be in that realm. Is what I'd be spending my money on. Still.
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing too is when I was looking at the prices of these things, I was fucking floored. I was like, these things are so fucking expensive. They're like $200,000-$300,000 for a fucking Range Rover, man.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that surprising to me though. For some
A
reason,
$300,000 SUV.
I
think
don't
that's
know.
really
We
good.
talk about it all the time. Where we're
Yeah,
like, how much
isn't
is
that
a
what
Forerunner
Lotus is
right
worth?
now? Like a
What?
Forerunner
but
has
that's
to
in
be like
Lotus. It's not a fucking Range
$70,000.
Rover.
I feel like a Forerunner
I
is
feel
like
like they're-
70,000 right now, or 60,000.
Yeah.
That's a Forerunner.
That's
And
a
then
pretty
you
big
want
jump
this,
for
like-
300,000.
It's
That
all
is a
fucking the
pretty big
same to
jump,
me.
but yeah.
It is, but like it's meant to be more. Well, then how much is like the Lexus? It's probably
It's
six
probably
figures,
at least
right?
150. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
at least
okay.
150.
So then
The new
that's
one.
for a Lexus, and then Land Rover needs to be even more. So that
Yeah,
they
because the
are
Lexus is the reasonable choice. Yeah.
yeah, and they're like, oh well, we don't want to be reasonable. Our marketing is to like the Queen, who's no longer
Yeah.
with us.
And
Yeah.
Posh Spice.
Yeah.
This
Kinda
car was
sick.
designed by Posh Spice.
Oh.
Did Victoria Beckham actually help design the car? Or you just keep saying,
Yeah, no, seriously, she did.
She
oh
did?
wow.
Which
Yeah,
one? The
the
Range
Evoque.
Rover or the Defender? Oh,
The
the
Evoque.
Evoque. Okay.
I wonder what she did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing I think I've realized
Yeah.
is that money, I don't know how much it would change me. Because I would still just do the same, like
You'd just be
I'm
the
at that
stubborn old
point.
man buying Toyotas.
Well, I think there's
That's
something
the Bernie
nice
Madoff way.
that money. Yeah, that I think it's nice that money doesn't change a person, Gerard. I think it's nice
Okay.
to be who you are.
But I mean, what if who
On the
you are
flip
is
side,
just some fucking asshole that can't afford a better car?
but you like what
Now
you
you're
like.
just an asshole with a better car.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe that's what I am. That
Yeah.
sounds like weird. Why didn't they? Why did
So
they
what
angle
I've
the
learned,
window so
what
much?
I've learned here is I can't be bought, and Gerard can.
Gerard's buying the biggest, baddest, most expensive, sweetest fucking car. So I guess the answer to the original question is yes, I would drop off my son at soccer with the M3 Touring Competition, E63S, AMG wagon, whatever. Maybe even a Urus. But
Yeah,
would I
of
ever
course you
have
would.
an MR?
The fact that
Lamborghini or
like
something? I don't
you
know.
like questioned that, you would absolutely have a Lamborghini. Have you met you? Of course you would have a Lamborghini. Like the fact that you even were like humming and hawing, you're like, would I drop my kid off in this car? I thought we all knew the answer was like yes from the get-go. As soon as you said it, I was like,
I don't know, man. Because yeah, it was
Dude, the other day you sent us a video and it was like your kid, or you're like, yo, look at this kid like being picked up from like Hopkido and this fucking, look at how sick this Ferrari was. And like, no offense, like the Ferrari didn't even look that sick to me, but like you were obviously like impressed and enamored by this guy picking up his kid in a Ferrari. So like, obviously like you would pick up your kid in a Ferrari, like
to impress and enamor other people. It's so
Exactly.
funny that you
Yeah.
don't know you. Like I know
Yeah,
you
I know.
right away. Like
But I mean, would I like?
You
I wouldn't
obviously
have
are
a
gonna
Ferrari.
do
I'd have
that.
a car that I liked. But yeah, like
yeah, exactly. Like
yeah, yeah, right. Because now you want to judge
have
this
wheels.
Ferrari guy.
and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was wrapped and it had wheels. It looked pretty good.
it was wrapped flat black.
Hmm.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
satin, but yeah, it was satin.
I bet
I mean, it looked
Ferrari
pretty good.
doesn't
You
know
don't-
about that.
I don't see too many Ferraris that are wrapped flat black, which actually like aren't like. No
I've
offense. I
seen a
think
few.
that- Like it actually had like
Jesus.
cool wheels. Anyways,
What did it have?
I don't know, just like some black fucking like glossy mesh wheels. It looked kind of cool.
I feel like I was driving next to a supercar the other day and it had like a bunch of wheel weights on the inside of the wheel. And I thought like,
I mean, you gotta have
Is that-
wheel weights.
but like a lot? And then I don't know.
Maybe
That's
it
the
was
thing that I don't
bro.
fall in. And then I was like, I feel like if you spend that much on a vehicle, should it? Or is it, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, is that always a necessity? Or like, should a very expensive, like super expensive wheel
Yeah,
be-
not need to be
and
balanced.
tire? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, okay, so it took a long way for Gerard to realize that, obviously, if he had money, he would flaunt it. Like, I don't know why it took us this long to get there, but we did. And Ryan can't be bought, and Kevin has the most accessibility to supercar, the biggest range of cars to choose from out of all of us. And that's, I think, the takeaway today.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who listened to this.
Yeah.
You made it this far. I appreciate you and
Thank
your
you.
patience. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Shoot me a
What if
message.
the LC 500 came in stick?
What
that'd be
if?
sick.
Gerard, we're doing a sign up. Say bye.
Hey, podcast world, think about that. What if it came in stick?
Would it be more exciting?
For sure.
Yes.
Undeniably. You don't even have to think about that.
But I mean,
What is with you pondering things?
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.